Hi there, my name is Samira Roberts, and I'm lucky enough to be the head teacher at RFSS. I wanted to first of all apologise that I wasn't able to be there during our fabulous virtual open evening. I had governors that night, but I did manage to watch a lot of it live and also rewatch it, and I hope you'll agree it really was a fabulous event and really shows you how talented and passionate our staff are. So this is a bit of a presentation from me as the head teacher, just an overview really of what it's like at RFSS and where we've been and where we're going. And so I just wanted to start off really by introducing myself and who I am, and to let you know that I first came across RFSS in September 2019, which seems like a very long time ago now. And I was seconded to RFSS after a very poor Ofsted, as I'm sure you'll be aware. And I was brought in to basically support the school through a monitoring visit in December and try and sort of turn things around. And I am still here, and I was appointed as a permanent head teacher in March 2020. Actually, it was the day before lockdown, so you can imagine it's been a very interesting headship for me. But since my permanent appointment, we've also had 2 monitoring visits, which have all gone really, really positively. You can see there is a picture of me next to some of our Year 10 girls that are out on their bronze expedition. And you can see there's a very little person with me who is my daughter. Her name is Bee, and she's there with me. I brought her out to see what the bigger boys and girls were doing at D of E. And the reason I've put a picture of her there is really because it kind of signifies the way we are with the children at RFSS, and that is we have a real family ethos, and children are treated with the same level of respect and care that we would expect our own children to be treated with. It doesn't mean that we always tell them things that they want to hear, but it does mean that they are treated with kindness and care and respect at all times. So that's me. So I've been in post a little while now, and we've got lots of things to be working on, but we have made unbelievable improvements in the school. And what I talk to you about now is a very different school from the one that I saw on my very first day. So I've been here since September 2019, and what was really clear from the Ofsted was that we had some priorities really, and that's what we've been working on, and that's what my brief has been really, and that's been to improve leadership across the school. Particularly with senior leaders, make sure that there's an rapid improvement in standards and expectations across the school, which is massively related to what children can achieve in the classroom, but also standards and expectations around behaviour, which we call relationships for learning here at RFSS, but generally improving the standards around uniform, around lateness, around attendance, and around students' attitudes towards school. There's been a massive focus on staff morale. Morale was quite low when I first arrived, and believe it or not, despite COVID pandemic and everything that's thrown at us, staff morale does remain really, really high, and staff well-being and staff morale is something that's really important to me. Happy, well-rested staff are staff that plan the best lessons and engage in the most positive way with students. So that's something really high on the agenda and that will continue. Communication with parents was something that needed to improve. There wasn't a great relationship between school and parents and carers, and it's been difficult at times, but we've got lots of ways that we communicate now, and I'll talk to you about a few of those a bit later on, but that's been a real priority. Redesigning the curriculum from year 7 all the way through to now year 13 has been a huge task for middle leaders in the school, and improving the quality of teaching overall has obviously been a big aim, and we're doing really, really well. Our aim is to secure a good in our full inspection, which we imagine will probably be in the autumn term. And things are looking really, really positive, and that is down to the real hard work and dedication of the whole community. That's parents and students and teachers alike. So that there are priorities sort of post Ofsted, but fundamentally it's been keeping students and staff and our families safe and well educated despite a really difficult pandemic. That's obviously been the unwritten brief that all head teachers are dealing with at the moment. So before we did anything really with the curriculum, we first of all established some new core values, our 6 core values, which you can see there. And those values have been based on lots of work with students and parents and teachers about what are the characteristics that not only mean that students do well in school and achieve great qualifications, but also are happy and healthy adults. And what is it that the community needs, both the local community and the global community? And we felt that curiosity, collaboration, endeavour, which means hard work, kindness, respect for one another, and resilience, even when things get tough, are really, important values that now feed into all of the work that we do. So lots of our students and your children, if they join us at RFSS, will be receiving points when they show those kinds of values, and those values will be talked about a lot in lots of the meetings that we have with parents and lots of our presentations. So that was the first thing that we did, was to instill our 6 core values. And then we went about reviewing and rebuilding the curriculum at RFSS, which is based on 4 things really. It's based on our values. There is a taught curriculum, which is basically the subjects that you will be probably most familiar with when you hear schools talking about curriculum. They're often talking about the subjects that students study, but there's also an enrichment curriculum, which all of the things that we provide students with outside of the classroom, so trips and visits, speakers in, anything that is not the norm, we class as enrichment, which is really important for lots of reasons. And also the curriculum for preparing our students for adulthood. So the curriculum at RFSS encompasses all of those 4 areas. So the taught curriculum is obviously the subjects that your son or daughter would study if they were at RFSS, and I'll show you in a second an example of what we class as a 5-year roadmap. But students at RFSS in Year 7 and 8 and halfway through Year 9, they study 13 subjects at Key Stage 3. And the thing that you need to be aware of as parents is you need to be looking for schools that offer a broad and balanced curriculum, and what that means is a curriculum that doesn't narrow students' choices too early and really gives them an opportunity to learn their talents, to get really stuck into things that they haven't experienced before. So they do music, they do drama, they do technology, they do textiles, they do food, they do PE, they do dance, they do a wide variety of subjects, all of which are on the website for you to have a look at. But those 13 subjects are assessed regularly, and you have a report each half term, each term on your child's progress. And we are also bringing in some target setting days, which we're really excited about, and that will be to meet with the form tutor 3 times a year to kind of look at your child as a whole, not just how they're getting on in their subject areas, but how their mental well-being is, how they're getting on with their friends and friendship groups, what's their attendance like, what's their attitude to learning like, and to basically focus on that holistic whole child. So that's something that we're going to be starting in September this year. So that is just a snapshot really of what our taught curriculum looks like at Key Stage 3. And then as students go halfway through into Year 9 and into Year 10 and 11, then they do select their GCSE options, and then again they do that at the end of Year 11 for Year 12 and 13. This is what a curriculum roadmap looks like. So all of our middle leaders have mapped their curriculum from Year 7 all the way to Year 11 and into the 6th form. And what that means is we've got a full 5-year curriculum. We have a look at what students do in Year 6, and we look at building on that and changing our Year 7 curriculum to make sure that we are addressing any gaps that might be there from Key Stage 2. So for example, we were aware last year that lots of students in Year 6 didn't get round to studying sex and relationships education at primary school because of COVID and the pandemic. And so what we did is we changed the Year 7 curriculum so that we could address some of those gaps within the first few weeks of students starting at RFSS. So the roadmap is based on Key Stage 2 and what students need to build onto that, and then as they move through into Years 10 and 11 and their GCSEs. So that's just a bit of a snapshot, but all of the subjects have got a roadmap that is heavily mapped to Key Stage 2. What you'll also hear lots about at RFSS is our Set for Life curriculum, and what that means is that the Set for Life curriculum is a curriculum that's way beyond just what subject students are taught. The Set for Life curriculum is about where and how we teach students about 4 key areas that we feel students really need to know to be happy, successful, healthy adults, and that is employability, the community, independent living, and health and well-being. So there's lots of opportunities within subjects and outside of subjects where students are going to develop those skills, which as a parent I'm sure you feel is unbelievably important. Students need to understand about the world, about their position in the world, how they can go about being an active member of the community, for example, but also how to live independently, how to pay bills, what taxes, why pensions are really important, how to stay healthy, what signs to look out for within relationships that would suggest that your relationships are maybe not very healthy, really talking to students about the things that are going to make a difference to them as adults, as well as all of the subjects that I spoke about a second ago. So the Set for Life curriculum is something that runs within all aspects of the school, and something that students really enjoy learning about. Enrichment, as I mentioned, is something which is massively important at RFSS. We have around 66 clubs on offer, and that involves lots of things, subject-specific enrichment, but also music, drama, art, chess. There's even Dungeons and Dragons. But these are all opportunities for students to meet other students that they might not meet in their lessons, but also to really engage in some things that they've never maybe engaged in before, and find hidden talents that we didn't know that they had. But it's a huge area for improving students' personal and social development, giving them confidence to try new things, and creating an environment where we all support each other in flourishing and in learning those new things. It really does develop the skill and the value of curiosity. And you can see there that we've got some students, there's D&V going on in the bottom corner, and then we've got some absolutely unbelievable musicians in the school, and some national, international sports men and women as well. So lots and lots of enrichment opportunities for your child here at RFSS. Something that I would want to know about if B was going to this school, and that was about safeguarding and well-being. And I just wanted to kind of reassure you that safeguarding and student well-being is our main priority in the school. It comes before absolutely everything. We have a team of 5 safeguarding leads, and we have a very large pastoral team as well. So Year 7, for example, have a head of year, which is a teaching position, but we also have an assistant head of year, which is a non-teaching position. And what that means is that you'll always have someone to speak to should you ever have concerns about your child, and there will always be somebody there to contact you about things that we might want to discuss with you. So pastoral support, pastoral care is absolutely paramount to students making a successful transition, and so we've got some very, very strong pastoral leaders on Year 7. We also have a weekly safeguarding blog and lots of website updates with how to keep your children safe, how to support your child as they move into secondary school, and lots of information that comes from the local community around things to be aware of, both in Rugby but also in Warwickshire and wider nationally as well. Feedback from parents. Our parents, in a recent parent view, which Ofsted did at their last visit, said that 98% of our parents and carers felt that their child is safe and that they are well looked after. We don't get things wrong, we don't get things right all the time. We do make mistakes, as every school does, but what we do is we learn from it, we communicate really well, and as I pointed out at the beginning of this presentation, we try to make sure we have the same standards for your children as we would our own. One of the things that I'm incredibly proud of is that we have a number of staff who have children who come to the school, which is quite rare now, but particularly quite rare with a school with an Ofsted inspection like we have, and that I feel is real commitment from staff, and it shows you just how positive staff feel about the direction that the school is going in. And it's a great time to have your child joining us. We are heavily investing in terms of resources and staffing, and as I say, we've got lots of staff's children attending the school as well, which is a really positive sign. Relationships with parents and carers, as I mentioned, is something that we've been working really closely and hard on, and we've done two things to really support that. We have something that's called a Parents and Carers Advisory Board, which is basically a group of 12 parents that sit and meet with both myself and a group of senior leaders regularly, and we talk about the school, the strengths, the weaknesses, how we're developing in terms of our Ofsted improvement plan, and also it's an opportunity for parents to challenge senior leaders about things that they feel need to be addressed. And so it's a really exciting thing for parents to be involved in. It's very rare for schools to have a whole board dedicated to this. You normally have a parent who sits on the governing board, but we actually have a whole group of parents who are absolutely critical to the work that we do, and work really closely with senior leaders and other parents contact directly to really get your views, out there, and to work more closely with both myself and staff at the school. Another thing we've introduced is Friends of RFSS, which is basically a PTA, and they get involved in lots of fundraising, second-hand uniform, for example, and that's led by somebody called Angie Creswell, who is also a parent. The chair of the PCAB, the Parent and Carers Advisory Board, also has 2 children at the school. And you'll find a blog on the website all about PCAB and its role, so please do have a look. But as a parent of RFSS, we're always looking for opportunities to bring parents on board and to work more closely with us. So if you're a parent that really likes to get involved in school improvement and want a voice, then there are 2 really good examples there of how you can get involved with things. One of the things I did want to flag up, and I know lots and lots of you have signed up for this already, but one of the things we're super excited about is our summer school, which will be running in the summer holidays. We've got the 9th to the 13th of August for all of Year 6s, and also the second week is an opportunity which is 16th to the 20th of August, which will be for all students in Year 5, and that will be just an opportunity for students to meet friends, to meet teachers, to get to experience our beautiful new building, and also just reduce some anxiety around senior school, whether that be a school, whether it be RFSS that you're wanting your child to go to, or any other secondary school. It won't be a negative opportunity, a negative experience. It will only help and support your child's transition. So that's all for me, really. It's a bit of a whistle-stop tour, but I really hope that you have that you found this really useful. I really look forward to meeting as many of you as possible. I know we're going to do another open evening, open day, and we're going to do that in September. We'll have our fingers and toes crossed that we won't have to lock down again, and that we'll be able to have as many visitors in as possible. I know that you got a lot from the virtual evening, but it would be great to meet some of you in person. So if you feel that RFSS might be the school for you, then I'd really I'd really support your child coming to the summer school, but also really support you contacting us. I'm happy to take a phone call with any parent that would like to talk to me about the school and about our wonderful students and our very dedicated staff. So I hope you are all safe and well, and I look forward to seeing you soon, and thanks so much for listening. Take care. Bye bye.